What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining me on these analysis. We're going to be looking at ticker symbol AMD. We had our downward sloping trend line here starting in March. We've had a couple touches. We broke out. We got a nice retest off of this level. It coincided with a key level of support or resistance, as you can see here. This level was acting as resistance, resistance, support, support, resistance, and then we broke through it, bounced off of it, in confluence with this downward sloping trend line. So that was a lot of support just in that area alone right here where they met. And that was enough to give price that boost to continue up higher. And then we broke the next structure right here at 165 to 159. We closed above that. And whenever we close above a structure, we all know that we get an increased likelihood of a retest, which we got, and potential move up higher. So we got our retest, we're pushing up higher. We'll see if we make it to the top of the channel, which it looks like we already made it prior. We'll see if we reach there again, and if we can break that, that would be beautiful, because now we're more than likely gonna push up, hopefully close, and then repeat the process. Rinse and repeat, push up higher, and then we'll have another level of resistance up here in this zone up here. We will see more than likely some kind of resistance as we continue on higher, pretty much stair stepping our way up. But this has been absolutely vertical, as you can see here. Straight shot to the upside, looking nice. Structure is looking pretty good. After a major drawdown, we had a pretty extended move to the downside from March 2024 all the way to April 2025. So a little over a year, about 13 months. And now we're seeing some upside, pretty much a nice little recovery. This was a great buying opportunity. We're talking about accumulating it. If you check out the older videos on AMD a while back, we were definitely talking about accumulating, especially sub 100. We were accumulating as much as we could. And now we're able to ride it up a little bit. And hopefully these structures continue to break and push up higher. The move is incredibly bullish, though, as you can see. When you pull a fib here, we only pulled back to the 236, which is incredibly bullish. This is off of this leg here. So this is the most bullish sequence out of all of these. So you have this one's the most bullish, second bullish, third, and so on. So this is the most bullish one. We got to bounce. So this goes to show that there's a lot of buying power. There's a lot of bulls, and there's minimal bears right now in this outlook. Nobody's really shorting this thing. When you take a look here, you can see it in the price action. It's absolutely ripping to the upside. And minimal pullbacks probably go to show that this move is not even close to being done. Hopefully you didn't get shaken out with the pullback from earnings. It looks like it was a short-term pullback and absolutely catapulting off of that move. On the SMAs, we do have the 20 pushing above the 200. Incredibly bullish. Last time we saw that 20 push above the 200 was over here, and price was sitting at 97. We made it all the way up to 226. Not saying that we're going to do the exact same thing, but that goes to show that we are more than likely going to see higher prices. And the other time that we saw that same thing happen, the 20 surpassing the 200, was over here, and price was at $4.28, and we went on to rally all the way up to $160. So be ready for higher prices. I don't know how much longer the upside will continue for, but I definitely think we're going to see higher prices. Not financial advice. This is something that you want to DCA into, long-term outlook, and I think you'll be okay. Looks like we also did have an inverse head and shoulders as well, which I'll go over in a second. But here on the daily, 20 surpassing the 200, the 50 surpassing the 200, and the 20-day was acting as a key level of support in confluence with this horizontal level of support. And it looks like we're getting a bounce right now. And then you can see this inverse head and shoulders. Right here you have a left shoulder, right shoulder, and your head. And this thing absolutely catapulted to the upside. That's a very bullish structure that you always want to see on your chart. You love to see those. And it looks like it's playing out, honestly. And if we were to take an official draw out, we'll do an official one. And then you measure it from the head to the neckline, and you measure that out. your measured move is to about 190. That's for this inverse head and shoulders, and it's already almost played out. It's at 182. So this called an aggressive move to the upside, and it looks like it's playing out very well. And I think it's going to continue. The trend is incredibly bullish. We're at a very steep angle, so whenever we do get a retracement, be ready for a very aggressive drawdown, because the larger the move and the steeper the move, the harder the drop will be. So it's always good to stair step your way up, because when you stair step your way up, then you have some kind of level of support as it continues down. You can kind of catch one of those levels and flip the price back around. On the weekly EMA, it looks like we almost pushed down to it. We didn't get quite to it, and we ended up catapulting. And on the daily, we pushed underneath it and we closed back above. So we'll see if that can continue this trend. As you can see, we've been holding our EMA pretty much from April. We've had minor dips underneath temporarily, and we continued hovering above it. So I kind of expect the same trend to continue. On the weekly RSI, we are overbought, so be aware of that. We're sitting at 72 or 73, and the last time we saw that, we saw some kind of fall off, and here we had a double top, fell off. This was a head and shoulders and fell off. So be aware of that. Maybe we're making a left shoulder, then a head, then a right shoulder, and maybe it's a continued move. But I want you guys to understand that we are overbought. Here on the daily, you can see we were overbought as well, and we created a triple top, fell off, and now it's actually a good reset for higher prices, honestly. So that's a good sign. As you can see, it's a larger drop on the RSI than we really had for price. So this could be a nice reset and continuation of strength to the upside for AMD. On the weekly, we're looking good. Volume still increasing, pretty steady, as you can see that. And the blue's holding well above our orange moving average, and the trend is just continuing higher in terms of momentum. And here, higher highs, higher lows. We had a red flip. I believe it'll flip back to green relatively soon, and this blue will overtake the orange and continue this trend higher. If you guys enjoy content like this, make sure you drop a like and subscribe. Also, check out the Discord. It's in the link in my bio. It'll be a nice community where you can follow community portfolios, engage with like-minded individuals, and you'll get charts like this all the time and live updates. So be sure to check that out. And to the downside, when you take a look here at this fib, you can see that we pushed down, we pushed up to the 0.5 of the 618, got rejected. And then when you pull it all the way down further, you can see that we are bouncing off of a key level, the 0.5 to the 618. This is a major bearish level to the downside. So the fact that we're bouncing off of this to push up is slowly invalidating this entire bearish move. And then it's going to be pretty much only bullishness from that point on. So that's a very exciting sign to see that we're using a bearish level as support to push up and pretty much reverse this entire move. So the last line in the sand will be the 886, and the one before that will be the 786. So we have to break through those, but they should be a little bit weaker than the 0.5 and 618, because the 0.5 to 618 is a magnet for price, and that's where you typically see trend continuation or a reversal of price. So this is a very nice sign to see. Overall, though, I'm pretty bullish on AMD long term, 5, 10, 15-year outlook. Continue to DCA into it, not financial advice. I think you'll be good. I think this thing is going much higher. They have a great CEO, and they're just in the right, sector. Semiconductors are going to continue ripping. Honestly, I think all of them, all of the big semiconductors and chip related companies will continue to strive as we kind of revolutionize everything, and we're going straight to AI, and we're going to need chips and all this kind of infrastructure and hardware. So all those AI chip companies are just going to do well, in my opinion. Make sure you guys drop a like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.